just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I've been dancing since I was 3, and I love it. I used to get nervous going places by myself, but I don't get worried anymore. Dance has helped me be brave and confident, and I am even on Desi's dance performing team now. I love being with my friends, and I love my teachers.
To learn more about how you or your child could not only develop their dance skills, but also develop as a person, visit Desi'sDance.com. Youth and adult classes are available. That's Desi'sDance.com.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You see them at kids' sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. These are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
Kodiak Mountain Resort is expanding with an indoor heated swimming pool, hot tub, and a new large play set for the kids. These new additions will be for guests only, coming in 2026. Visit KodiakMountainResort.com for reservations. Discover the thrill of adventure with Salt River Motors, your go-to destination for Polaris side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and sleds. Gear up with premium off-road gear and accessories. And when you are on the road, Salt River Motors keeps you moving with a full automotive service department for tires, shocks, brakes, and comprehensive repair and general maintenance. Visit Salt River Motors on Highway 89 south of Etna or online at saltrivermotors.com.
Miles CPA is your trusted partner for all tax-related matters. Our professional and qualified accountants ensure you keep and get back as much of your hard-earned money as possible. Whether you're an employee or business owner, rely on our tax experts for precision and expertise. Visit us in Afton or Alpine or call 307-885-0055 to schedule your consultation. Secure your financial future with Miles CPA.
Drive your career forward by joining the LCSD2 Transportation Department. We're now hiring for part-time bus aides starting at $16.75 per hour. Full-time route drivers earn $22 per hour, working only during the school year. Substitute driver and substitute aide positions are also available. Explore these rewarding opportunities and become a vital part of our education system. For more information, visit lcsd2.org and click Job Openings. That's lcsd2.org and click Job Openings.
In the heart of the Rockies, land is more than property. It's a legacy. Whether you're buying a family ranch, a mountain retreat, or selling farmland, it takes local knowledge and trusted hands. Austin Callison and Andy Neal, licensed in Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, bring unmatched experience with Hayden Outdoors, the West's premier land brokerage. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
As a small business owner, we know you want to take care of your team. Introducing MemberCare, Star Valley Health's membership healthcare program. Through our new program, you can provide your team healthcare benefits at our primary care and urgent care clinics, including essential services like lab tests, x-rays, and urgent care visits, bundled into a plan that fits your budget. Your employees support your dream every day. Here's one more way to keep your team happy and healthy. Learn more at starvalleyhealth.org.
The internet may connect us, but human connection brings us together. Silver Star Internet. Better connected.
Are you sidelined by a sports-related injury? At Alpine Foot and Ankle, Dr. Andrew McCall specializes in treating ankle sprains, Achilles injuries, chronic ankle pain and instability, flat feet, and heel pain. Dr. McCall's expert care ensures you get back to your active lifestyle quickly and safely. Don't let foot and ankle issues hold you back. Visit alpinefootlandankle.clinic to learn more. That's alpinefootlandankle.clinic.
Star Valley Sports on SVI are presented by Edward Jones Financial Advisors Kyle Terry, creating tailored solutions to address your financial needs. And by Rusty's Tree Service, the tree removal experts. Call 248-2442.
Technology in medicine is advancing all the time. Amazingly, Star Valley Health is keeping up with everywhere else. It provides people an opportunity to get care that is closer, but care that is the same or better quality. Our specialists are fellowship trained and board certified.
Doing care at Star Valley Health has made me feel like I've got a place at home that I can trust and rely on.
Ever wish you could be the boss of your home Wi-Fi? Well, with HomeZone by Silver Star, now you can. It's like having your own Wi-Fi command center right in your pocket. Whether it's setting up a guest network for visitors, controlling what your kids can access, or checking your connection speed, HomeZone has you covered. With Protect IQ, you'll have a virtual bodyguard for your Wi-Fi, blocking unwanted threats before they reach your devices. HomeZone by Silver Star. Wi-Fi control, coverage, and security all in one.
At First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number. At First.
The SVI Sports Network is your home for live coverage of Star Valley High School sports.
And welcome to Braves Field, where the Star Valley Lady Braves getting set to take on the Green River Wolves here on a Tuesday matchup, rescheduled from an original Saturday matchup. Dow Erickson here, along with Alan Simpson. And Alan, the Lady Braves, looking to try and build some momentum on the season. Going to be a tough matchup today as they go up against a really good Green River team, and in particular Isabel Vasco, and how they're going to be able to slow her down.
Yeah, last time these two teams met up, I think Vasco went for 10 goals in that one. And so the biggest thing is going to be to stop her. If you can slow her down a little bit, then you think you've got yourself a chance. But she's a amazing athlete that's got more soccer in her future after high school for sure.
Yeah, dynamic player, and in fact, slowing her, I think the only time Star Valley has slowed her down in her career was last year in this meeting. She had other obligations at the regional or national level and didn't play in the game. So.
Yeah, I think it was like the Olympic level. So, yeah, and the Lady Braves, they're coming off a loss to Riverton over the weekend. Talking to some of the girls, they felt like they played one half really well. They were down just 2-0 at halftime, and then the floodgates opened up a little bit. But I think there's some things that they put together in Riverton they hope to see on the field this afternoon.
Well, even that game ended up being 7-0. You know, some matches last year and some of these other ones, it was in the teens. But we'll take a break here, and they're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem.
were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Green River Lady Wolves. Number 1, Michaela Flores. Number 2, Addie Herrera. Number 3, Izzy Walker. Number 5, Autumn Sachs. Number 6, Pamela Magana. Number 7, Sydney Eastman. Number 14, Miley Neely. Number 17, Issa Basco. Number 27, Taya Johnson. And number 28, Brooklyn Phillips. The Wolves are coached by Matt Robles. Assistant coaches are Joe Basco, John Morris, and Chandra Trumbull. And now for your Lady Braves. Number 2, a senior, Ambry Nelson. Number 7, a sophomore, Kadri Dockstetter. Number 13, a senior, Hazel Ross. Number 17, a freshman, Sadie Sloan. Number 22, a junior, Alyssa Spencer. Number 23, a sophomore, Lila Kinder. Number 24, a junior, Afton Hunting. Number 27, a junior, Emma Sellers. Number 29, a junior, Ryan Larson. Number 31, a senior, Kaylin Andrews. And the goalkeeper, number 42, a sophomore, Ella Beck. The head coach for Star Valley is Jessica Magley, assisted by Kyle Terry.
So Alan's looking at some of the starters here. Lady Wolves, obviously a really good team. A senior, some really powerful seniors on this team. They're a contender, and of course led by Isabel Vasco, but some other really impressive players as well. Lady Braves, honestly, not a lot of seniors in the program, and a lot of players that are eligible to return as they're kind of trying to build the program. And you can kind of hear that as the PA. A lot of underclassmen, a lot of juniors, and then just a couple of seniors.
Yeah, and Green River is coming off a pretty good weekend over in Casper, where they ended up getting a win against Natrona, and they tied Kelly Walsh. And so they've got a really good quality program. And just like you mentioned, they've got some senior leadership, some multi-sport athletes that they are a contender. They come in with 4 wins on the season. The Lady Braves still looking for their first win on the season. But I'll tell you what, the 4A West, on the girls' side, there's some crazy things going on.
Well, you look at it, they were just at Riverton. Riverton's ranked number 2 in the latest WyoPreps.com coaches and media poll. You've got Jackson, of course, which is a perennial powerhouse and a threat to win the state championship every year. And then you've got the 2 Casper schools, including Kelly Walsh and Natrona County. Yeah, it's a gauntlet for sure. And the Lady Braves are just trying to find their first goal of the season. So small goals, literally, and build from there.
Yeah, and in the 4A West, I mean, last weekend you had Evanston, who the Lady Braves lost to by 5. They went up to Jackson on Saturday and played them to a 0-0 tie. And so it's like,
yeah, you just don't know.
Yeah, you really don't know, and we've talked about this a lot, that soccer is one of the unique sports where one team can dominate for 78 minutes and the other team can get lucky for 2 minutes and come away with the win. And so I think for the Lady Braves, the start's going to be huge, right? Because if they find themselves in a big hole early, I think that's a hard thing for them to come out of, especially with where they're still trying to find their offensive footing. So the biggest thing for them is they need to match Green River in intensity from the beginning of this match.
Some other matchups, speaking of Riverton and Evanston, Evanston, we saw them on Thursday, Allen, and that appears to be a program and a team on the rise. A lot of good things going on for them. They've got a great chance at home hosting Riverton this afternoon, so that'll be a score to watch. Some other matchups. South is at Central in a battle of Cheyenne teams. Cheyenne East is in Laramie to take on the Lady Plainsmen, and then Laramie ranked number 4, and then number 5 Thunder Basin is at Sheridan. Those are some matchups taking place tonight in the 4A, this afternoon and this evening in the 4A West 4A classification. And they are taking their sweet time here, Alan.
Yeah, that was a good long
stuff,
huddle.
Not to be critical, but that's stuff that all should have been done before all the other stuff.
Yep.
So, a couple minutes behind, but looks like now we're ready to roll.
Looks like Star Valley will start with the ball. Star Valley wearing their crimson and gold. Green River comes in with the all-white uniforms on top with the green bottoms. And looks like the keepers today, Bella Beck will be wearing pink for the Lady Braves and a neon yellow for the keeper for Green River.
Michaela Flores between the pipes for the Wolves today.
Star Valley starts out on the far side of the field. Good hustle there by Sellers. She gets the ball up looking for Kinder. That ball's going to roll slowly into the box, picked up by Flores, and she'll boot this one away for Green River.
Kind of overcast. It's going to get progressively colder. Hopefully no moisture, but that could be in the forecast. For Star Valley standards, a little breezy. For Green River standards, I'll bet they didn't even bring their jacket.
Yep. Well, and as I was driving into the game today, I went through all 5 seasons, I think. So it was sunny for a second, then all of a sudden it started snowing, and then that turned to rain, and then it was just dreary. So here's a little give and go on the far side for Green River as they try to make a run, and that's going to be stopped by Star Valley. They'll head back to midfield, set it up. Turn here for Magna up to Vasco. Vasco, stutter step, hesitation, right foot towards the frame, and knocked away by Beck. And out of bounds, it'll be a corner kick for Green River. That is one of Vasco's favorite moves, where she hits the brakes really quick, kind of gets the defenders to back off a little bit, and then starts up just to create a little bit of space. Good job there by Bella to get a read on that and knock that one out of bounds.
This is going to be Brinley Cordova taking that corner kick.
Low one, stays on the ground. That's batted out of the box by Sloan. Good pursuit here by Kinder. She wants to keep her on that far side. Good job there by the Lady Braves, sending multiple to the ball to win that one for Star Valley. Ball back to the midfield, over to Hunting. Hunting wants to drop. Looking to Nelson. Nelson goes towards the outside. That's going to be kicked out of bounds and throw incoming for the Lady Braves. A little bit of an adjustment here for Star Valley as they have Ambry Nelson, one of their senior captains, back in the defense to start the game. When they played against Evanston, she played more of that attacking mid position. Here's Vasco. She tries to turn. Good step there by Hunting. Hunting's going to send this one up the middle to Kinder. Hard touch. Back to Afton. Afton trying to make a gal miss. Over to Dockstetter. Dockstetter has it at her feet, trying to get through 2. Not able to do so. Taken away by Green River. Over to Vasco. Vasco one-on-one. against Ross. She gets past her. Good shield there by Spencer. Gets her to get it outside to Eastman. Eastman trying to make a move on that right side. That's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say corner kick for Green River.
Second corner kick here in the first 4 minutes of the match for the Wolves. Again, this will be Cordova taking this one. Last one opted to kind of keep it close to the ground. We'll see what set piece they go with this time.
Cordova will send this one to the near post. Good job by Beck as she had that covered up. Knocks it to the ground and then picks it up and pushes up her midfield. Good high kick by Beck out to the middle of the field. That is one out of the air, but backwards by Melee as Green River will look to set it up, starting with their keeper.
And something you'd like to see the Lady Braves continue to improve on is winning those types of 50-50 balls and coming down so they can control a bit of a push in the back here. I think it's going to go against the Wolves.
Good job there by Sadie Sloan to really shield the defender away from the ball. As the defender tried to go through her to get to it, it'll be a free kick for Star Valley. And Nelson will...
This is a great opportunity here.
Yeah, Nelson has the leg to put this one in the box. It's going to stay on the ground.
That came off her foot kind of odd, so probably not exactly what she wanted. But those are the kind of moments that, you know, in a team like this, where you're trying to pull the upset, you're trying to stay in it now, and you need to try and put as many opportunities inside the 18-yard box as you can.
Yeah, and even in the early going here, I like what the Lady Braves are doing, where they're being aggressive to the ball. I feel like when we played Evanston, this kind of aggression wasn't there, and so this is a good sign here early on.
And even right there, the keeper for the Wolves, Flores, decides to handle it with their foot. I'd love to see the Lady Braves pressure that instead of maybe they almost throttle back and watch her handle it. Put some pressure on her, and maybe she'll mishandle it. You steal one, you punch it in the net. For as little bit as I know, anyway.
Throw in here. Sellers on the far side. Has one behind her. Spencer just going to boot this one, looking for a runner. That's going to go into the box and picked up by Flores. Flores sends it back towards midfield. That's going to take an aggressive bounce up into the offensive third. Here comes Vasco, and good play there by Spencer to get it out of bounds with Vasco right on her tail. And she did a good job of not only clearing it for the Lady Braves, but also keeping it away from a corner kick.
This will be a throw-in for the Wolves. This is Pamela Magana.
To Vasco. Vasco being shielded by Hunting. Trying to make a turn. Good turn here by Vasco. Trying to get to her, back to her right foot. Good move here. And on frame, but covered up by Beck. Good job there by Bella. Being in that right position. She knew the right angle that Vasco was looking for. And a couple early saves here by the sophomore keeper for the Lady Braves.
And so far, both of Vasco's shots, while they've been quality shots, they've been right at Bella, and she's been able to knock him down and corral the rebound.
Good physical play here by the Lady Braves as this ball is going to go into the box and goes down. They're going to let that one play on.
I brought my scope this time, Alan. That's a good no call.
Back to Green River to Vasco. Vasco gets bodied up, and they will call that one as Spencer came up to make a play on the ball and ended up going through. Vasco, it'll be a free kick here. And just as the Lady Braves had a good opportunity from this.
Well, this is who you don't want with this opportunity if you're a Star Valley fan.
That's for sure. Vasco drives one into the wall. Good job there by the Lady Braves to hold their ground and diffuse that scoring opportunity.
You mentioned she has signed with the University of Wyoming. Is that correct, Alan?
Yeah, she's committed. I don't know if she's signed.
Oh, okay. Boy, that'd be a nice get for the Cowgirls.
Yeah, she had some offers from some other Big Ten schools, and so
quality program for the Cowgirls. Oh, they've been right
yeah.
at the top of the conference for the last handful of years and done well.
They really have. The Cowgirls down there at UW, they've played some tough competition, schools like BYU and Utah, and they go and play Colorado schools.
They defeated a top 5 team last year at Georgia. Was that
Yep.
correct? If I'm remembering that correct? So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So they really do have a good program there. They recruit really well out of Colorado, which has some good quality soccer players.
Well, and some quality in-state options as well. And Vasco is one of those. There's a shot on goal, and again knocked down and collected handily by Bella Beck. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is, if you're in favor of an in-state product that is a really, really good player staying in state, then you should be happy that she's going to be wearing the brown and gold next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
We don't mean to overspeak.
Yeah, but no, that would be definitely a big win for the University of Wyoming. And Vasco is such a talented athlete. She could play in just about any sport she wanted to.
Well, yeah, basketball. She was one of the better players in
Yeah,
the
was
4A class.
4A
as well.
West Player of the Year and All-State selection. And
Lady Braves doing a good job here early on, though, Alan. We're coming up on 10 minutes elapsed, and they're hanging tough.
yeah, I like the adjustment of Nelson back there in the defense. Evanston ended up getting quite a few runs at the keeper that were uncontested, and I feel like Ambry brings that leadership and some speed back there to prevent some of those.
Well, she brings some physicality as well, and she brings familiarity with Vasco, who's got it now.
Here she goes, Isabel Vasco on the far side. Coming out is Beck. Oh, good job by...
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Well, it ends up tooling off of a teammate out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Green River, but, boy, another nice job of diffusing that by Bella Beck.
Yeah, Bella timed her run perfectly, where she was able to meet Vasco at the top of the box before Vasco could do her final move into her striking position. And then a good job there by the defense on the back end to get that ball out of bounds. Here's a corner kick towards the top of the box. It's headed twice, and that's going to go out of bounds. And it will be a goal kick for Star Valley as the first subs come in for the Lady Braves.
It's like number... Boy, I'll tell you, this is my weekly complaint about soccer numbers. It looks like Kaylin Andrews. Or excuse me, not Kaylin, Kara Andrews. And I didn't see the other one's Alan, sorry.
That's all right. We'll pick them up. I think Sophie Bauer came in as well. Here comes Andrews. Good left foot, trying to go towards the outside to Dockstetter. That one gets broken up. Back to Vasco. Vasco wants to give and go. That ball's coming back to her down the middle of the field. Here she goes as Beck comes out for a second.
It's like herding cattle out there.
Retreats. Good job there by Nelson. Oh, beautiful play by Ambry as she didn't fall for any of the hesitation moves and was able to clear that one for the Lady Braves.
Well, those two players know each other very well.
Yes, they do.
They've played a lot of varsity basketball against each other, varsity soccer as well. And, yeah, I really like that decision to basically say you stick on her like glue and try and slow her down, at least make it harder for her.
Exactly. Yeah, that was Ambry's role in basketball as well. So, because Vasco is such a unique athlete because she has both speed and power, and I feel like there's few that match up with that physicality and that speed, and Ambry also has those unique skill sets. So this has been a fun matchup here in the first 13, 12 minutes of this match.
Yeah, it's been a fun competitive segment of soccer here. Lady Braves, like I said, holding their own.
Green River's going to take this one back to midfield. Melee wants to work it up. Here's Spencer. Spencer sends a good ball out to Dockstetter. That's going to get past her. Out of bounds throw in coming for Green River.
So Sophia Bauer and Wendy Ponce both in the lineup as well. They're both freshmen and getting some good solid varsity minutes so far this season for Star Valley.
Magana throws it in up line. That's going to be headed out by Eastman. And throw-in coming for the Lady Braves. Hunting will go quick. That ball gets batted over to Bauer. Bauer trying to make a move up the middle. Melee tries to clear for Green River. Good play there by Andrews. Stepping to the ball. Over to Kara Andrews. Gets it over to Bauer. Bauer tries to turn to her right, and that's shut down. Here comes Green River. Trying to give a through ball up to Vasco. That one's going to go too far. And
what I like about that right there, though, Alan, you can tell the Lady Braves are all on the same page here with what they want to do. They immediately knew to kind of screen off Vasco so Bella could come and get that ball.
Eastman sends it back into the middle. Over to Sachs. Sachs trying to get past Ross. Ross not letting her here. It's good play by Hazel. They're going to say handball.
That's unfortunate for Star Valley because that was really the first momentum that they've had to push into the other side of the field here in the first 14 minutes.
Yeah, and that's just one of those ricochets that she tried to get a through ball to go through the middle. And
very definition of the way the ball bounces. Boy, that's what a fun opportunities to play with some of these players. I'm just saying, to be able to send it down the line knowing that you have somebody that can basically sprint and catch the ball. And that's what they tried to do there, a little too much on that one.
Yeah, and you'll see them do that all day. And one of the unique things about Vasco is that when she's dribbling the ball, she's as fast as most humans, just running without the ball. And so it's a difficult guard, but I couldn't be more impressed with the Lady Braves and the way they've guarded her here in the early going. A lot of times in soccer, they call it marking. So you just mark her, and basically means that you know where she is at all points of the match.
And they're being pretty physical with her. Also over there for the Lady Wolves is Taya Johnson, number 27.
Green River looking to reset here. Good step through by Andrews. Lady Braves will have numbers if they can get it ahead. Send that ball. Oh, just a little bit late there as the Lady Braves had an opportunity with just one defender back as Green River pushed up into the offensive third. Good step by Spencer over to Vasco. Vasco gets around two. Right foot and just wide. And it will be a goal kick coming up for Star Valley as Vasco took that one from about 25 yards out. Was hoping to curve it in a little bit more, and it just ended up flat lining out at the end and goes wide. Goal kick coming for Star Valley.
And those types of kicks right there, Alan, they're going to get away with it this time, but you got to have maybe a little bit better clearance right there. Otherwise, those deflections end up right in the breadbasket of your opponent, and then they take it back in at your keeper.
And that's what's so hard is because if they get it there, then there's no defense behind them, right? They're all marked one-on-one.
When everybody started their momentum going up the field, and then they're coming. It's sort of like a back at you in baseball. It comes right back at, right at the pitcher.
Ball works its way to the middle. Good outside pass by Bauer looking for Andrews on that far side. Feet get tangled up as they're still battling on the outside there. They're going to say last touch by Star Valley.
Another good opportunity here from last year to this year, Alan, is you've got Kara Andrews, who's in goal for a couple of seasons. Now you got her out on the field.
Here comes Vasco through the middle of the field as she's going to get this one to go as she took that one from midfield, just sprinting up, weaving her way through the defense, and finds the back of the net as the clock will stop.
About the 17th minute. She might have done that on purpose since that's her number.
Yeah.
Number 17, Isabella Vasco.
And you saw that time as she came across the top of the box, Beck tried to come out and meet the ball, and it was a little bit difficult because the initial line that Vasco ran was diagonal, and as soon as she flattened it out, Beck found herself a little bit away from the goal, and it was an easy score there for Vasco at the end.
Still handled that really well, in my opinion, by Beck. It's just, she's an elite player, and she had the chance to bury it, and she did. I apologize for calling you Duke.
No, that's the best. That's the best compliment I've had all day.
No room for name calling in our society.
Man, no, that's That's just a great compliment. Here she comes again towards the baseline, looking to work it up towards the middle. Good step there by Andrews as she comes to the ball and wins it. Right foot, and that one's going to go
I've really
outside.
I've really liked the physical nature of the Lady Braves inside their own defensive box there, and especially with, like, I've seen Kaylin do it a couple of times, Kaylin Andrews, and they're really been kind of diffusing that run that Green River has peppered them with in previous matches.
Yeah, and Andrews is coming in all the way from her offensive midfield position back to help on defense. And just like you said, Dal, she's had several times where she's been the aggressor to win that ball. Here's a drop to Nelson. Nelson does a good job getting that ball cleared out, but it will be a throw-in coming for Green River.
Wind's kind of died down, but the ball's come off Starley's foot weird a couple of times here in this first half and just not quite getting a good solid touch on it.
Well, I think part of that, as Spencer's going to take this one and just clear it for Star Valley.
Avoids the corner. This will be a throw-in.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of rain, snow right before the match,
That's
and
true.
so I think sometimes that can play with footing as well. Vasco being blanketed by Hunting, makes a good move, sends it back into the box to Eastman. Eastman looking to make a turn, not able to do so. Deflected by the Lady Braves.
Again, credit Ambry Nelson. She came in, stepped through there, and just made sure some of the goal scorers for Green River not getting a solid look.
As that ball snuck through for a second, Lady Braves weren't able to capitalize as Melee went to stop it, ended up going past here. Here comes Vasco as she's shielded by Nelson as she just gets around Beck as Ambry had her blanketed to the outside. Bella came up, and just before she was able to get there, Vasco makes a great shot towards the near post, finds the back of the net, and scores again for the Lady Wolves.
She's just so deft at that. She's able to control the ball and then just kind of drop that off right after the keeper commits and makes it look easy. It's not, but she makes it look easy.
Kinder sends it back to the middle.
Say 2 goals for Vasco, 17th and 19th minute.
Good pursuit there by the Lady Braves. Ball in the middle of the field. Kinder wants to go towards the outside. That's going to be knocked away. Step through by Ross. Ross goes towards the outside. Looking for Larson. As here comes Vasco again. She's got 2 in front of her. Nelson tries to backpedal. Vasco right foot. And
I just don't know what you do with that.
She figured out the cheat code. So took her about, what did it take her, 13 minutes or so?
Well,
or 17 minutes. And now she's definitely finding her way through the defense. And the thing that makes her so unique is just that start, or that stop to start speed. Like, she gets those first few steps that are really quick, and so even if you feel like you were with her, by that third step, she usually has created enough space to get a quality look at the goal.
Yeah, and then she's able to punch it out or punch it off to the side, and that all 3 goals have looked virtually the same. So yeah, 17th, 19th, and 21st minute, she is on a roll now.
Yeah, and it might be a factor of fatigue a little bit for the Lady Braves as they haven't subbed much in their defensive unit.
Well, it isn't just that she's fast, too. She's also a very skilled player, but she's physical, too. So, I mean, yeah, you can bring somebody in, but if that person isn't necessarily up to the physicality part and you're not any better off, it's just, yeah, it's sort of a pick your poison situation.
Throw in here for the Wolves. Sloan will shield. Good box out there, and it will be.
I've really been impressed with some of the underclassmen for the Lady Braves. They're coming in here and they're playing tough, and they understand what's being asked of them.
Nelson will step back and take this goal kick for Star Valley. This one's going to work its way to Dockstetter. Dockstetter makes a turn there, sends the ball into the middle of the field. That's pursued by Bauer. Good physical play there. That's going to go out of bounds, though.
There's Bauer. Yeah, I really like Sophia, what she did right there.
Good ball up line. Here comes Vasco. Vasco's going to work it towards the right side. She has runners on the left side. Sends it back in. Oh, good job by Beck as Vasco sent that back into the middle of the box. And a good quality look there by Green River. But Bella Beck in good position to cover that up and get the save for the Lady Braves.
5 saves so far for Bella now, including that one. So on her way to a very good game.
Good kick out. Here's Ponce. Ponce is going to pursue that one. Eastman trying to save it from going out of bounds. Not able to get there, though. Throw-in coming for Star Valley.
This is Kara Andrews checking in. Of course, Kara's 4-time All-State wrestler, 2-time state champ. Physicality, not an issue for Kara.
That's for sure. As it looks like both Kara and Kaylin checked in. Kara will send this one to her sister in the middle of the field. Dockstetter punches it and looking for a teammate. That's going to be a foot race here, and that ball's going to go just a little bit long. Beck opts to just take it off the ground, sends it towards the outside, but picked up by Green River. Good physical play here by Sadie on the outside as she played that perfectly. She kept her arms in, went shoulder to shoulder, and was able to throw off the rhythm a little bit. Here's Vasco, right foot, and just wide. Or does that go in?
That was in.
I think that was
came out of the net. So
it ricocheted like it had hit.
She might get billed for a new net after that one. That thing.
Yeah, that thing had
some sauce. I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah.
You people that take things too literally, you should probably turn this off now.
Yeah, the way that ball ricocheted, it's almost like when it hits that back
the side of the net.
Yeah.
No,
but
that was
straight down the middle.
So 4 goals for Green River. Isabel Vasco has them all. 17th, 19th, 21st, and now 25th minute. Good steal there.
Here's a good opportunity for the Lady Braves as they do have numbers down there with 5 girls into their attacking third, just not able to get anything materialized. And here comes Green River on the attack. They've got a run on the outside. Spencer giving that chase for the Lady Braves.
Good hustle from Spencer.
Ball comes back into the middle. Nelson on her. Green River has some time and space. Right foot deflected just outside the box, headed by Dockstetter. Vasco give and go back to Sachs. Sachs trying to get a look at the top of the box, and it's cleared by the Lady Braves. And that's one spot where the Lady Braves need to improve on the season. Here's Vasco again. She'll just play target practice there.
Once she got control of that with nobody on her, that is just, you almost just start writing it down.
Yep, and we talked about at the beginning where she had a couple looks on goal, and they seemed to go directly to Beck. Now she's just picking the corner that she wants to go to.
5th goal of the game for Vasco. She had 10 in their previous meeting, so clearly on pace for that or more today, depending on how they decide to play it.
Here comes Dockstetter. Dockstetter is making a run up the near side, and there's been a couple of times today where the defense for Green River has mishandled the ball, and you'd love to see our forwards be there and ready to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Of course, the flip side of that is they're so used to the offense being so dominant up front, they kind of probably gamble a little bit more than they should, but they get away with it. And, Star Valley, if they could take advantage and pressure them a little more in those situations, they may come up with a nice shot.
Ball being worked up line. Here's Schultz over to Eastman. Eastman, good job there by Dockstetter to win that. Sends it over to Ross. Ross has it taken away.
Brooklyn Phillips, another multi-sport athlete there, number 28 for Green River.
Here's Eastman as she works it up the line, and that's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Green River. Throw in coming for Star Valley. Andrews will take this, looking for a run. She elects to go back, and Green River wins that one off of the throw-in, and good job there by Beck to come up and slide in front of that, as that was another scary situation for Star Valley off the throw-in, a little bit of a miscommunication. And a good play by Beck to come and cover that up for the Lady Braves.
Andrews takes a tumble there. Lady Braves come up with the ball, though.
Dockstetter sends it up towards midfield. Green River will settle.
And there's the situation you're talking about, Alan. That's a good job of pressure there from let's see who that was. Is it Ponce?
Yep. Here's Vasco as she's working back in the sweeper position. Sends a good ball up line. Phillips will shield. Good pressure by Spencer as she moves her back about 15 yards and taken away by Kinder. Some time in the middle. Andrews gets over to Ponce. Ponce making a run. And Ponce fairly new to the offensive rotation. She has been subbing in and out of the defensive rotation in the past.
Boy, that ball right kind of in the danger zone, and the Lady Braves forced to back off.
Big right foot and covered up by Beck.
So that was shot on goal number 13 for Green River and save number 6 for Bella Beck.
I think that was Brooklyn Phillips who let that one rip.
And she's a team captain as a sophomore, and probably the next, person going to be carrying that Green River basketball team as well. Not just the soccer team, but yeah, really strong pipeline going right now for the Green River girls across a lot of sports.
Foul there in the middle of the field. Ross will step up and take that. Here comes an opportunity for Dockstetter. She tried to take one off of Vasco. Issa controls it, though, sends it up to Eastman. Eastman finds Sachs in the middle. Step through by Spencer. Star Valley has their defense pushed up to midfield. Good opportunity here for the Lady Braves. They're going to say too aggressive there.
I can live with that. I really like how Spencer's been played today. She's put a lot of hustle out there, physicality. You can live with that every time, in my opinion.
I agree.
I also want to remind people I am not a coach. I'm certainly not her coach. So,
but her dad's a coach.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps then.
Then I'm sure he tells her lots of good stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, high bounce there.
Yeah, sometimes it's a mixed bag on these turf fields, even field to field. But I'll be honest, Alan, considering the weather that you talked about, this field's been a little more springy today than I was expecting.
Yeah, I think we've seen that on both sides, but that ball just has a little extra kick at the end. That was a good job there by Ponce. She won that ball out of the air. And they are...
Be a free kick for the Lady Braves.
Yep, so she kind of got pushed in the back a little bit when she did.
So this will be Hazel Ross taking this, one of the seniors and team captains for Star Valley.
And Ross has a good leg. Let's see if she can get some air under this one. A low liner. It's going to be hit once and then covered up by Green River. Green River trying to work it towards the outside. They do have some space out there. Here comes Nelson, though, as she closes that gap quickly and clears it for Star Valley. Throw-in coming for Green River. If you're just joining us, the Lady Wolves are on top 5-0. All 5 goals scored by Issa Vasco, senior captain for the Green River Lady Wolves. After that 5th goal, the coach for Green River moved her back into the sweeper position. So now she's anchoring the defense.
Well, on the flip side of it, what she can do breaking down the team is she can assist her teammates, putting them in really good positions to get them some confidence and some shots on goal as well.
Oh, and we talk about that Green River is a contender this year. She's gonna need help, right?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
as they start playing the schools like the Kelly Walshes and the Rivertons
and Jackson.
Jackson.
That's the thing. They know, because like we just said, all the 4A West teams, in addition to the teams like Laramie and Thunder Basin that are ranked as well. Boy, collision there between teammates. Friendly fire. I think Cavery Dockstetter took the worst of that one.
Sachs brings it up for the Wolves. Here comes Magana. She tries to work it towards the outside, taken away by Spencer. Dockstetter turns, tries to send one into the middle. And it's covered up by Green River. Oh, a bit of a miss hit here. Here comes Andrews. Andrews going one-on-one against Melee. That's a great ball. Dockstetter, left side, one touch. Tries to work it back to her right foot.
Oh.
And just a tad bit behind.
And that's sort of the other thing, Alan, when you're trying to battle and just get a shot to try and improve your shot, sometimes you're still figuring that out. Like I said, it's easy when some of these teams have it kind of down to a science. Star Valley obviously is looking to build offensively, to put it mildly, and still trying to. That's probably as good of an opportunity as they've had so far today.
Yeah, when you look at it, the run that they had, they had a 2-on-1 opportunity for a second, and that's exactly right. It's just being comfortable and confident with the ball at your feet that you have the confidence that you can make a girl miss. I mean, you watch Vasco, she comes up from her defensive position. She wants to take a rip at this one. And deflected by Beck, it'll be a corner kick coming up for Green River. But you've got to have the confidence that you can make a girl miss, or just to hesitate for a second to have the ball at your feet. And that's kind of where the Lady Braves are at right now. They need some of that confidence and some of that ball skills.
Brindley Cordova for the corner. That one up alive, and I don't think Bella got a hand on that. Should be a goal kick. Or are they going to award another corner? Looks like they're going to say she got a hand on it. I know I'm a ways away, but didn't think she did. But
and the way that Bella was acting, she didn't look like she did either, because she had already put the ball down for a goal kick.
In fact, I think that's why she did that, because she's like, okay, we diffused it.
Good corner there, came into the box and had a little bit of not a full bicycle kick, but an opportunity there, just couldn't get it on frame. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Braves. Looks like Seller and Hunting check back in for Star Valley. Lady Braves will go short. Tough pass to handle for Nelson. She is able to get a good left foot up line. Oh, that's got to be a foul.
Yeah, and he did blow his whistle.
Sachs not happy about that, but she came right up through the body of Andrews.
Yeah, she was. I agree with you. I thought she was going through the body to get to the ball rather than the opposite.
Ross will step up and take this for the Lady Braves. This one's got some air under it. That's going to go off the back of.
And now they're going to see another push in the air, going to go against Green River, and he will. Center official or lead official will verbalize what he's talking about. And looks like he's going to stick to his guns here. And so the Lady Braves move it up a few more yards.
Lady Braves go quick. That's a good ball into the box as it dives for a second. Left foot Sellers and goes wide. But that was a great ball by Hazel Ross. She went quick while Green River was still complaining about the call. And that ball, like a sand wedge, died in the box. Lady Braves just not able to get one on frame.
Boy, that had a real chance, and that would have been a lot of fun if they could have got that in the net.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do on those free kicks, where you want that ball to get a chance. Good step there by Spencer as Vasco had worked her way 30 yards up the field. Good job there up to Andrews. Andrews, as they're going to pass this one back. to Flores. Flores can't pick it up, wants to go towards the outside. Lady Braves send 2.
Good pressure here from the Lady
Here
Braves.
comes Ponce working her way into the box. Oh, that's a good cross as Vasco covers it up, though, as she'll take it out for Green River. Ball won in the middle of the field by Ross. Ross, a big stab at that one, and it's going to be taken away by Green River. Here comes Phillips. Phillips working her way down the middle of the field. Good step there by Sloan. Sloan still with her. Phillips hesitates, creates some space. Good ball into the box, but covered up by Spencer.
Spencer's played a great game today.
And as you watch these two teams play with Vasco back on the defensive side, the Lady Braves have definitely been up to the task with the other 10 girls on the field. Here comes Nelson. Nelson will control, wants to bring it back to her right foot, gets double teamed on the sideline, out of bounds. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Great throw by Ambry. Gets it up at the feet of Andrews, as that's won by Melee, but over to Ross. Ross has a little bit of space. Hazel DePons. Ross, oh, that's a good ball up to Andrews. Andrews has some time. They are going to whistle it dead.
Clear back here at the other 40.
That ball took a bit of a backspin. I wonder if they're going to get a handball on the Lady Braves.
I was going to say I thought maybe it had ricocheted off a hand, but like you said, they kind of let the teams play it out if there's an advantage. So, although I thought the handball happened over closer to this other 40.
It must have been an offsides call.
Okay.
But it's just interesting how one individual can impact a game, right? Because as soon as Vasco moves back to the defense, the Lady Braves haven't allowed a goal. Here's a long shot. Oh, and just high as Phillips saw Beck coming out of the box a little bit and saw an opportunity, and that ball just carried a little bit further than what she wanted, and it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Braves.
Cabry Dockstetter checking back in, number 7.
15 seconds left here in the first half.
And how long can you take when you're kicking these out?
Exactly.
I guess that's exactly what they're doing here. Just going to kind of the basketball equivalent of throwing the ball up in the air and letting time expire. The score's 5-0 Allen, but I think the Lady Braves has some things that they can be pretty happy with in that first half.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the first 17 minutes, obviously, were great for the Lady Braves. Isabel Vasco, we knew how good she was. She proves to be everything as advertised, as she has 5 goals for the Lady Wolves to put them on top heading into halftime. We're going to take a break here and hear from our sponsors. We'll be back with more coverage of Lady Braves soccer.
At First Bank of Wyoming, we know you're more than just a number. We know the important numbers that matter most, the ones that tell your story. From starting your financial journey to planning for your first home and reaching your family's financial goals, we're here to celebrate your story, not just your transactions. From milestones to memories, we're here to celebrate every moment that counts. When you bank with us, you're part of a community that cares about every number that counts. First Bank of Wyoming, where you're more than a number.
At Fall River Propane, we're not just your propane provider. We're the ones who make sure life keeps moving. Fall River Propane. Experience the difference.
Welcome to Aspen Physical Therapy. Let our team help you out with your healthcare needs. We work with a wide variety of patients, from car accidents to strains and sprains to injured athletes to post-surgical care. We have a number of modalities and different procedures we use to help people, including dry needling and our radial pulse wave machine. We have offices in Thane and Afton and are open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays we are out seeing our home health patients. Aspen Physical Therapy, getting you back to work, to play, to life.
Discover your future with Simplot, where a multitude of career opportunities await. Whether you're interested in mining, agriculture, engineering, technology, manufacturing, management, or a number of additional options, Simplot offers not just a job, but a truly satisfying and rewarding career. Explore our diverse range of positions and find where you belong. Visit Simplot.com to view available positions locally and across the United States. That's Simplot.com, a world of career opportunities.
The greatest cardiac need in Wyoming is simply access to cardiology specialty services as well as other specialty services. Patients don't have to travel an hour and a half or 2 hours.
We do cardiac cath procedures down there, which is the only cardiac cath lab in western Wyoming.
I think it's very personalized care. A lot of them are neighbors and friends.
I think it's really been a blessing for the community as well as all of western Wyoming.
Where do legends come from? Some start as dreamers, even after they're turned down again and again. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves.
You know, this is the place that gave me an opportunity to come here and play the game that I love.
At the University of Wyoming, we're the team that believes you can do anything. This is where underdogs come to shine and where real MVPs are made.
Battleson Brothers has new inventory on the way, so they need to clear out current stock to make room. Everything must go. In-stock LVP has been discounted to $1.99 to $2.99 per square foot. In-stock carpet is marked down to between $1.39 to $2.49 per square foot. Carpet and LVP remnants are also on sale for just 99 cents per square foot, located a block south of the Arch in Afton.
Price, quality, service, Battleson Brothers Flooring. In the American West, some properties are more than just land. They are legacies. Austin Callison and Andy Neild, licensed across Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming, specialize in marketing iconic Western properties, and their expertise is evident in the sale of the historic CK Ranch, spanning over 6,500 acres just south of Jackson, Wyoming. Trust the team that knows the land. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
At Western, students don't just earn degrees. They experience growth, friendships, and opportunities. Western Wyoming Community College. Enter here with passion and leave with purpose.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Your home for live coverage of Star Valley sports is the SVI Sports Network.
Back at it here at Braves Field, and the Lady Braves trailing the Green River Wolves 5-0 at the break. Again, just want to throw a shout out to all of our sponsors who make home soccer possible, as well as all other Star Valley athletics and activities that we're able to do. So appreciate those sponsors. If you'll please reach out and give them your thanks as well, and better yet, spend some of your dollars with them if you're able. Right now, Green River in control, Allen, as we might have thought, but honestly, some very pleasant positives for the Lady Braves in that first half.
Yeah, I thought the Lady Braves, especially the first 20 minutes or so, did a great job of being aggressive and going to the ball, something that you can tell that they've worked on in practice this week. Being aggressive to get to the soccer ball, and I thought the physicality of play that the Lady Braves brought to this match, it was way better than what we saw last week.
Well, and again, I'm just going to throw this out there. I mean, we've been very complimentary of Isabella Vasco, and justifiably so. She's an elite player. But to this point, I think the Lady Braves have actually done a pretty good job of making sure it's just been her individual brilliance to this point is why the score is what it is. No assists, no set pieces from corner kicks that are turned into goals. It's basically been her breaking down the defense, getting the keeper to commit, and scoring in the open net, which credit to her, that's awesome. But, yeah, as you pointed out, if you want to win the state championship and advance, probably not going to be something you can count on 100% of the time when you get to the postseason. But right now, she's playing great. The Wolves are doing keeping a clean slate, no slight to them. But the Lady Braves, I think, are at least making them earn it today.
Yeah, and we saw in the first half some really good scoring opportunities for the Lady Braves that just didn't quite materialize. But for them to be pressuring the Green River Lady Wolves at their 18, getting several good looks where we had some numbers, either 3-on-2 or 2-on-1. Going that direction, I think those are really big positives that I imagine Coach Bagley is pointing out that she wants to build on here going into the second half.
Looking at some of the numbers that I had in that first half, Green River, I had them with 17 shots on goal. Of course, 5 of them going in, and all 5 coming from Isavasco in the 17th, 19th, 21st, 25th, and 26th minute. Those are the 5 goals. Bella Beck, though, with some quality saves in that first half for Star Valley, the sophomore keeper. I had her with 9 saves in that first frame.
Yeah, I thought Bella's done a really good job here in the first half. She's been in good position most of the times, and we talked about that sometimes it's just the individual brilliance of another player, but I thought Bella has done a great job of getting her hand on some of the wider shots. But she's also done a good job of securing the ones that have come to her. And so I thought a really quality first half for the sophomore.
Well, I think she's come out and kind of tried to corral Vasco as well, kind of flared out there. And I think they've had a game plan they've tried to stick to, and they've done it pretty well. It's just, right now it's kind of tough to stop somebody who's almost unstoppable with the ball. And that's where the goals have all come from. Let's take about a minute break. We'll come back, and the second half coming up. Green River in control of this one, up 5-0. We'll see if the Lady Braves can get a goal here in the second half.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, safety is our top priority, not just for our employees, but for their families too. Our commitment extends beyond the workplace as we proudly support and contribute to the local community in meaningful ways. We're more than just a mine. We're a pillar of strength for those who live here. Discover how we make a difference at Simplot.com. Join us in fostering a safer, stronger community. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine.
Hi, I'm Elise, and I've been dancing since I was 3, and I love it. I used to get nervous going places by myself, but I don't get worried anymore. Dance has helped me be brave and confident, and I am even on Desi's dance performing team now. I love being with my friends, and I love my teachers.
To learn more about how you or your child could not only develop their dance skills, but also develop as a person, visit Desi'sDance.com. Youth and adult classes are available. That's Desi'sDance.com.
I think being in a small town, you just really care and you take more pride in the work that you do because you're working with your neighbors. These are people that you see out in the community. You see them at kids' sporting events and parent-teacher conferences and the grocery store. These are our neighbors.
One of the reasons that people also come back to us is they trust us because we are friends, we are family. And so I think there's a lot of trust in the community.
Kodiak Mountain Resort is expanding with an indoor heated swimming pool, hot tub, and a new large play set for the kids. These new additions will be for guests only, coming in 2026. Visit KodiakMountainResort.com for reservations.
Let's go back to the game with more live coverage of Star Valley High School sports on the SVI Sports Network.
Teams coming back out onto Braves Field as Green River leading this one 5-0 at the intermission, and second half getting ready to start. Smattering of fans out here on an overcast day. Temperatures mid-40s, kind of breezy. Maybe see some precipitation later on in the evening, but for right now, pretty dry and not too bad out there, especially when Wyoming soccer weather is considered.
Yeah, I think our 3 cameramen out there might beg to differ on that one. They all came in and huddled together, had a little powwow to warm their hands up.
Easy for me to say in here, I guess.
Yeah. As here comes Green River at the top of the 18. That's going to be cleared out by Sloan for the Lady Braves. And, yeah, I think perspective's all relative because, like you said, this is spring soccer in Wyoming. This is typical weather that you'll see.
Well, we're also coming off a historically dry winter, especially I would just say it from a Star Valley standpoint. Usually we've got mounds of snow everywhere still at this time of the year, and we haven't had snow in weeks. Well, that's in the mountain. That's been out there in accumulation, I guess.
Yeah. I do hear we might have some coming this Thursday, possibly. At least that's what I heard on the radio. So
those guys.
If you can trust those guys on the radio.
And you can.
So they've got, that's what they said. 1 to 3 inches Thursday, guaranteed, or your money back.
That's right. Magana with the throw in, ball up for grabs.
Out of bounds off the clear, it will be a throw in coming for Green River. Looks like on both sidelines we got full sets of blankets out. We have some who are non-blanket sharers that have individually wrapped, and we have some who are sharing with their friends. 2 to 3 to a blanket, so just trying to stay warm.
So, Alan, in terms of I keep wanting to say strategy. I understand that's not a real word.
It should be.
It's entered the public lexicon so that it feels like it is. But let's put you in the shoes of Coach Bagley, just in terms of, let's say you were the head coach. What kind of philosophy are you looking at here, the way this game's gone here in the second half?
Yeah, I think you can say that you did everything right for the majority of that half. And so I think you're just trying to fine-tune some things. As here's a right kick towards the top of the box, but it all comes down to, okay, are we gonna try to push some more girls up to make a chance at a goal here?
Or are you gonna
do we
pack
push
it
them
in
back
down here and put the extra people on the
and
defensive
try
third
to stop the bleeding a little bit? Here's a good cover up by Beck. And we talked about how one of her strategies to begin this match was to move Nelson back. And I think that has been a good strategy as well, because I think this could easily be 8 or 9, to nothing here. But at some point, I think you'll see a few more midfield push up into that offensive third to try to get a goal here in the second half.
Yeah, well, otherwise, you're basically saying we're not going to try and score. In the half, and in the postseason, sure, I get that. You're trying to maybe keep the slate clean, but boy, that's why I was really hoping Star Valley would get a goal on that last attempt, just because they were just to get one in the net so far this season. I think would be pretty great for them.
Yeah, and that was a good individual effort there by Ryan Larson. That's going to be a handball off of Sellers as her arm went out and it caught the inside of her bicep, but Larson did a good job of controlling that ball and sending it up towards the 18. And we talked a little bit about how injuries have hurt the Lady Braves a little bit this season. Ridge Allman, who was the leading goal scorer for the Lady Braves last season, is still out with an injury, and the Braves definitely miss her. Right foot and goal for Vasco, as she had Nelson draped all over her. Just enough space, though, to go far post, and a 6th goal on the afternoon for Isa Vasco.
That is just, she makes that look like, we have a player, I'm sure, that can step out there and do that. It's just, you're fading a little bit away, and then to basically cross it over and put it in the opposite corner right where it needs to go, that's a heck of a shot. And all of her goals have looked similar.
Yeah, and it's one thing to do that in practice, just stationary, where you're working on accuracy. It's another thing to do it full speed on the run.
Someone pushing in your shoulder.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to stop you. Yeah, just so 6th goal of the day for Vasco, you almost got to come up with some different soccer terms for her. Is that a double hat trick?
Yeah, what do they start saying?
When you score 10, what she did? What do you call that?
That's called impossible. You just don't see that.
But we do.
Yeah, we just call it the Vasco, I guess, because
that's actually
that's
great.
the only one who's doing it.
It's a great point. Well, she got the double hat trick right now with 6 goals, all 6 Green River goals. First one of the second half.
It looks like the ball went under the bleachers. We should have.
It never does that.
We should have.
There is a chain link fence on the bottom of the bleachers. I don't even know how it gets under there.
Trap. Oh, Hazel Ross doing her captain duties was
good
on.
for her.
Yeah.
She needs a nickname for that, the mongoose or something. Going and getting that thing.
It looked like me when my kid requests a certain stuffed animal at night, and so you're like crawling under the bed, like, how did this even get under here?
Make them get it.
That's a good point.
Well, my kids are grown. You're welcome.
Yeah, when you get to bedtime, you're just like, the less distractions or things they can use to stall, the better. Oh, that's a good ball, but just offside is Ponce.
Yeah, they're going to bring this back. I don't blame her for maybe trying to
play
it out. Of course, at some point, if you keep playing it out, you might get a yellow card. But yeah, I think she was wanting to at least.
Practice.
I think she was at least wanting to, get a practice shot.
Yeah, you see that. You say that in basketball all the time, right? They call the foul, and the player still throws it up towards the hoop.
That would have been the equivalent of taking it in from half court. No.
Oh, good play here by Ponce. She's got one to beat against Sachs. Hard touch on the first, trying to outrun. Oh, good play there by Sachs to break that one up. And they are going to say off of Green River. Great job there by Wendy Ponce to come through and make a run.
I like what she's done today. Sachs is the team captain for Green River. She's a junior, and Ponce playing right there with her.
Sloan tries to send it into the box. They're going to say out of bounds, last touch by the Lady Braves.
I miss Sandy Buckstaff. I'm just going to say that.
You talked about that a little bit last time.
He would let those go, and I like letting it go more than not. That's just my 2 cents.
Here comes Vasco working her way around the SV logo. She makes a quick move down the middle. She gets past all the defense and just glides that one into the back. And
I don't even know what you do.
Foul. What's the legal move? So one thing I'm seeing is that the defense is trying to backpedal as she's coming towards them, and you just can't do that. So you really can't wait for her to come to you, because as soon as you backpedal and then try to swivel to get, she's already past you. So it's got to be a thing where you meet her physical shoulder to shoulder as she's coming, and you have to meet her on her initial drive, because if you backpedal, she's going to be gone before.
Well, here's another example of it.
Yep. So here's Vasco again, sends this one back into the middle, looking for a teammate, and knocked away by Ross. Good job there by Hazel.
I'll also say this. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of mixing my sports. This isn't really a metaphor, but I would be really interested to know what her 40 time is. Or her 100-meter dash time, because she is legit fast. She really is.
Yeah. No, I'd be curious that too. It's like, are the state track and the state soccer the same weekend?
I believe they are.
I think they are usually.
So coming in for the Lady Braves is number 20. Looks like Emma Daniel. We had the same roster they have, except I don't have it.
Yeah, so Emma's coming in as a freshman. Beck wants to go outside. That one just gets away a little bit, and Green River's going to go quick. Here comes Izzy Walker. She throws it in. That goes off the foot of Cordova. Back to Walker, trying to get it up to Vasco. Punched out by Spencer, but not cleared. Herrera. Drop. Oh, and just trying to get one more touch. And that one's going to go off of Johnson as Teo was looking for a drop.
Throw in here for Sloan.
Good move here. That's a great ball as Docksetter's going to get on her horse as Cavery's going to have an opportunity here on the left side. Cavery, left foot, and just can't quite curl it in, but Docksetter's showing some speed on the outside for the Lady Braves.
You know, she showed some physicality as well. I mean, she's had to battle through to get where she's at in the forward third. I've got that as Star Valley's second shot on goal for the game today.
Here comes Daniels. Daniels trying to work towards the outside, gets knocked away. And controlled by the Lady Wolves. They're going to send Vasco on a run. Here comes Nelson, matching her stride for stride. Good physical play there by Ambry and converged on by Spencer. And great job there by the Lady Braves, kind of sandwiching Vasco there in the middle, and they got the takeaway. Here comes Green River back at the attack. Right foot and just wide.
Boy, we've given a lot of credit to Vasco, and rightfully so, but wait for her to finish tying her shoe to see who that was, but that was pretty. Ended up being a little wide, but maybe that was Vasco. Who was it?
No, I think that might have been Phillips.
You're right. 28 Phillips took that shot. Yeah, that was a nice shot. Just a little wide to the left, but
yeah, and
stop and plant an opposite post.
Yeah, and what you'd love to see there, if you were the Green River coach, is you have somebody running towards that far post. So as that shot goes a little bit wide, you could have somebody there either for the rebound or the redirect. Oh, breaking on the ball is Vasco. Here comes Sloan. Sloan's going to wisely go towards the outside as Pons makes a step, sends it back to the middle. Good move there by Wendy. Tries to send it in, and that's going to be taken away by Cordova. Over to Phillips. Phillips has Daniels on her. She's going to go give and go back to, and just wide as Phillips and Vasco went give and go towards the top of the 18, and Phillips' shot goes wide. Goal kick coming for Star Valley.
Again, though, back-to-back really high-quality looks from Brooklyn Phillips. One fades a little far left, that one into the side of the net, but another couple of feet to the left, that would have been in the upper corner.
Vasco wins this one. Oh, good move there. She's looking for a cross into the middle. She'll settle. Hits the gas, goes back to the top of the 18, looking for Eastman, and out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Green River. Goal kick coming.
Those nets have paid for themselves so many times.
Yeah, especially on these colder days where you have less ball boys that are willing to come out and do hard work for a candy bar.
Although the prices of everything have gone up enough that
the
price of the candy bars, that's getting up there.
Yeah, you're not buying those willy-nilly anymore. You got to save up, make it an occasion. Here comes Daniels. Good move there by Emma as she works her way up through the middle of the field. Vasco with Nelson on her. Good job there by Ambry as she's physical at the point of attack, and that's one thing that we talked a little bit about, Dallas. Like, how do you stop her? You've got to be physical from the moment she touches the ball.
Well, and you've got to almost anticipate to match her first step, too, before you can be physical and get low and try to go hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder. It's a lot harder than it sounds.
Yeah, that's why it's almost you can match up with her better off the pass than versus her getting the ball at midfield and just streaking down the field. Like, that's really hard to get in front of her and stop her. Throw-in coming for Green River on the far side. Drop here for the Lady Wolves. Good move here by Phillips. She works towards the top of the 18. She's got a plethora of defense around here. She makes a wise move. She'll back it out. Strong right foot and
Cordova
picked up
with that shot. Sorry.
By Beck.
I'm calling that save number 11 for Bella.
Bella has had some really good drop kicks today that have carried out to midfield.
That was kind of into the wind, too.
through ball here. Great job there by Sloan
Yes.
shielding. And it's going to be last touch by the Braves. It'll be a corner kick coming for Green River.
This is corner kick number 5 in this match. But you saw Sloan. It's almost, again, mixing my sports terms, but it's almost like fighting over the screen there in basketball to make sure that your opponent doesn't have a good open look.
Well, just so much improvement that I've seen in Sadie from this game, or in this game from the last game. Just her positioning, her awareness, lots of good things she's done for the Lady Braves this afternoon. This ball gets somehow all the way back to the middle and goes all the way to the other side. They're going to say last touch by the Lady Braves, throw-in coming for Green River. That was a pretty good corner kick. I was just surprised that it got through all those.
Handball.
Yep, it's going to be a handball off of Green River. Free kick coming for Star Valley.
I'm not real good at picking those up, but that one was pretty obvious.
25 minutes left to play here in the second half. 7 goals by Green River, all coming off the foot of Isabel Vasco. Lady Braves have had less scoring opportunities here in the second half than what they did in the first half. Here's a right foot kick, and that one goes wide. Goal kick coming for Star Valley. And Star Valley will live with those 30-yard shots, especially the way that they've been inside the box this afternoon.
Emma Sellers coming in, one of those subs. Paisley Hollingsworth. And Lila Kinder also in on those subs.
Out of bounds on that far side, throw in for Green River. Eastman trying to curve it back towards the middle. Ball's dropped to Vasco. Vasco wins that one. She's got a couple girls to meet. Good job there by Ross. Poked it away. Oh, off the post. And the rebound. Sloan trying to clear. Here's Spencer. Picked up by Vasco. Good convergence there again by Ross as they're able to clear it. Back on the attack are the Wolves. Send it into the middle. Here's Phillips. She wants to try again. Right foot. This one's true. And it's going to find the back of the net for Brooklyn Phillips as the Braves able to clear once but not twice. As we see on this replay, Herrera sends a good ball back to the middle, and Phillips does the rest to put the Lady Wolves up by 8 with 23 minutes left to play.
Well, she had the one that was off the post, so she probably felt like she was owed
Yeah,
another good look there, and she took advantage of it. Brooklyn Phillips.
Yeah, and coming off the assist from Addie Herrera, senior for the Lady Wolves, and I think that is also the first assist of the contest for Green River.
I believe you're right.
And you talked a little bit about Phillips and kind of the athlete that she is, but she looks really good, you know, as a sophomore out here. And I think it was just a matter of time because she's had a few good looks this afternoon that one of those was going to find the back of the net. Throw in here by Herrera. Shielded by Johnson. She tries to make the turn, not able to do so. Step through by Ross as she gets a little bit of a rebound up high. On the run, collision. Oh, good job by both players to avoid that there as Vasco comes up a little bit limping as...
Might have stepped on a foot, maybe. Looks like she's going to try and walk it off, but those are scary moments for your team.
Yep, that was a good job there by Bella Beck to come to the top of the 18. Because I know that if I've got Vasco running at me, I'm not going to be that aggressive. But
I think Bella's done really, really very well today in terms of that. Yeah, coming out and challenging.
Yeah.
And just trying to make things as difficult as she can, and obviously getting the saves that she's had.
That's a good through ball by Ross.
It's a long through ball.
Yeah. But one thing that a good through ball will do is that it will die right about at the top of the 18, because then that really forces the goalie, if it comes out, if you've got a speedster up there, if that goalie comes out and that ball's not getting there quick enough, as here's another run, and good job there by Beck.
She's done great today.
She really has, and clears that one from Phillips.
And just a sophomore, and she kind of split time in the net last year, and so honestly, for where she's at in terms of the number of matches that she's played, I think Bella's killing it as the keeper.
Some horns.
I'm assuming that's from
going off
from the other field.
So maybe the JV boys are getting some scores.
Well,
or
of course, the varsity match coming up with the boys, and the last time Star Valley and Green River boys played, they combined for 13 goals.
Yeah. Well, you look at Green River's scores, and they're like the same scores as their football team put up. 9 goals. Then they put up, I think they put 6 against Natrona, but yeah, they've got some offensive firepower. I'm excited to see that game coming up.
Braves, of course, blanked Evanston last week 5-0, and then played Riverton tough on the road 3-1. That came up on the short end of that one, but Braves are going to be solid. They're solid this year.
Yeah, and I look at the 4A West, and the conference is just loaded. And even Rock Springs, they're perennial in there. I think they're the team that we match up best with.
I totally agree. In fact, the Braves lost that one 2-1, and we're missing some key players, so I'm anxious for that rematch.
Here comes Vasco. She brings it towards the top of the 18, gets a little bit deep, but still finds a way to get that in.
I don't know how she got that in. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought her run was a little bit too long towards the end line, but yeah, that ball finds the back of the net. That gives them 9. And, I don't know if there's, in basketball, you got the running clock rule. I don't know if there is one in soccer.
There's not.
But
I know last year Green River defeated Star Valley. I think it was 17-0 was one of the scores. So it just keeps going. Right now, that's goal number 8 in the game for Isabella Vasco, though, and Brooklyn Phillips has the other. So if you're a Green River fan, you're pretty tickled with this score, and still 19 minutes to go. And if you're the Lady Braves, you just got to keep battling and keep what's in front of you and trying to improve.
Yeah, that's a good move there by Hollingsworth, a freshman for the Lady Braves, to push that one into the attacking third for Star Valley. Interesting, over the weekend, the Jackson boys played Evanston, and they were up 10-0 at halftime.
They called it. Well,
due to weather. Yeah.
Well, if I'm assuming Jackson has a lot of guys back from last year's team. Not to skip into the boys thing, but that was we've had a chance to see some very good Jackson teams, and last year's team I think was the best one we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they were just unbelievably good and deep.
And, just smooth. Yep.
So, the 4A West, you got them. You got Kelly Walsh. You got Green River.
You got Riverton.
Yeah. It's just, it's a gauntlet. You've got to really be good if you want to qualify, and you got to even be better if you want to go win a game at state.
Yeah, and we've talked about how regionals work, and I imagine they'll follow the same format as last year. So they typically give the number 1 team in the region a bye, and then the 2 lowest teams here's a run towards the top of the box and covered up by Flores. But the 2 lowest teams have a play-in game just to get into regionals. And so those 2 lowest teams will play, and then the winner of that will go on and play the 2nd seed. And so for the Braves, for the Lady Braves, we talked about how there is some I feel like the 4A West is a little bit more wide open. Here's a good run towards the top of the box, and Flores again. Good pressure there. That was a good through ball by Hollingsworth.
And Kaylin Andrews getting some sprints in here, putting pressure on Flores.
But to see that Evanston go in and tie Jackson, and you've got Green River that tied Kelly Walsh, and Rock Springs went in and tied Kelly Walsh. And then you've got Rock Springs, who only beat Evanston by 1. Anyway, so on the girls' side, the 4A West is, that regionals is going to be.
It's
going to be good
in Jackson this year, by the way.
Yeah,
is the location.
Yeah, there's going to be a good quality team that has to stay home, basically.
Well, we saw that with, not again talking other sports, but we saw it with basketball as well. You had some good teams, and some of them don't make it, which is how it should be, honestly.
Yep.
Otherwise, it doesn't mean quite as much.
Yep, and then so for the regional format, you just need to win one, right? You just need to get one win, and that automatically puts you into state. And so that can go either way. Like if the Lady Braves can find some momentum and maybe get some girls back from injury, you just never know, right? In a match.
And you're playing the long game here. You're developing. You're trying to get better as the season goes along for that weekend where it's like, hey, now we have our chance to go be Cinderella and punch our ticket to the ball.
Yeah. Andrews was way offsides. They're going to let her play through that, though. She had a good 20-yard start, though, but Phillips covered a lot of ground. Oh, that's going to be a good through ball up line. Looking for Eastman. Nelson there just to knock that out, and it'll be a throw-in coming for Green River.
That's another thing that's been so impressive with how Green River attacks, with Vasco in particular. I mean, even if you wanted to chop that ball out of bounds to just kind of slow them down, they really haven't had a chance to do, Starlight really hasn't had a chance to do it. It's just they have just been flat-out sprints a lot of the time, and not a lot you can do it if you're already behind.
Thrown again for Green River. Yeah, and so much in a soccer match comes down to communication, and you can say that across a lot of sports, but so much is just knowing your teammates, knowing their tendencies, and then trying to help fill the gaps for each other. They're gonna let her do that.
I was just gonna say I didn't know you could do that.
I wasn't aware either. Typically, when that ball, is outside the box, I did not know you could kick it back to yourself.
Credit Kaylin Andrews. She's really battling to try and get a shot on goal here, and she might be a little slow to get up. Well, she is slow to get up. Hopefully, it's just tiredness.
Yeah.
Fatigue.
She took a pretty hard tumble on that last one, but you're exactly right. It just seems like they're sending through ball after through ball to her, and she's doing quite a few sprints from that 40 to the top of the 18. Substitutions here for the Lady Braves as we take under 14 minutes left to play here in the second half.
Substitutions for Star Valley. Number 14, Paisley Hollingsworth. Number 27, Emma Sellers. And number 9, Jenna Hale.
Goal kick coming for the Lady Braves as Hollingsworth, Hale, and Sellers check in for Star Valley.
I'm going to venture a guess and say that's not quite what they were looking to do.
Well, both Alyssa and Bella kind of looked at each other like that ball had a mind of its own.
Blame it on the wind.
Yeah.
Except it's dead stick.
We can still blame it on the wind. You don't have to be, when you're blaming inanimate objects, you don't have to be rational. Well, on that, we talked about how good Bella's done and the different opportunities that she's shut down for the Lady Wolves as this score obviously out of hand, but could have been a lot worse. If there's one part of her game that we'd love to see improve is that goal kick.
Yeah, because it turns into a weapon, and especially if your teammates can utilize the momentum of it, you can flip the field at the very least on a consistent basis. But yes, if you really can master it, it can turn into a weapon. Yeah, and we saw her drop kicks today have been really good. Here's a ball that gets deflected and picked up by Beck. Good job by Bella.
her drop kicks today have been really good.
Case in point.
Yep.
Right to the
good
back
carry.
to the 50.
Good flow. Gets them out to the midfield. Gives their midfielders a chance. Here comes Larson. See if she can get there. Oh, just not quite. And it'll be a throw in for Green River. Oh, how about 2? Some parts of the game we can't find any. Now we got 2 on the field.
I almost feel like that was gamesmanship there. A little slow giving her the ball, and then, oh, here's 2. I'm just kidding, of course.
See, and I'm not a soccer purist, but how fun would it be if you had 2 soccer balls going at once? So you got like 2 games. So your defense is playing. Then all of a sudden your defense has to cover 2. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun.
You know, what are you, an anarchist? Get out of here.
I just think, you know, sometimes to spice up the game, and it can just be like each coach gets one time they can throw an extra ball out, and when it goes out of bounds, then you're done. But
a chance to get a double goal.
Yeah, exactly. You're down by 2.
Okay.
You throw the ball out there.
So what you're saying is this would be double goal time for Star Valley if you're trying to get back in.
It would be.
Okay.
Yep.
Eastman doing quite a bit of good here for the Wolves with the cross attempt.
Deflected out by Nelson, and it'll be a corner kick coming for Green River.
This will be corner kick number 6 of the match for Green River.
They've had a few good looks off these corner kicks. Nothing has materialized, but they've had a couple of shots and some headers. Here's one. Oh, good one towards the middle, and it's going to be deflected out. Here comes Hollingsworth. She sends a ball up to the middle looking for Hale. Quick touch by Phillips. Ooh, one hopper. Good cover up by Beck. As I can feel the wind coming up through the windows here in the press box. But those are sometimes the hardest ones to get behind, are those quick one hoppers at the ankles.
Yeah, kind of bouncing into your shins kind of a thing. Save number 13 for Beck today.
Vasco will settle as she'll dribble towards midfield. Wanting to go outside to Eastman. Eastman will settle for Green River. Out of bounds, throw-in coming for the Lady Wolves. Sydney Eastman, a senior for Green River. She's also a multi-sport athlete, as she was a quality basketball player for Green River during the winter season.
Yeah, a lot of these athletes we're talking about, Green River took 3rd.
Yeah.
Lady Braves took the consolation. So, yeah, successful seasons on the basketball court. A lot of those same players out here today.
Yeah, and that was good for the 4A West.
Absolutely.
On the girls' side, because a lot of times you get in there and you feel a little bit disrespected. As Beck's going to stay back in the goal. Good pursuit by Sloan. She's going to get that away. Good closing speed by Sadie there. And the 7th corner kick of the afternoon coming up for Green River. But, yeah, for those basketball girls to go over there and to really play some quality games against their East opponents, I thought that was really good for both Green River and Star Valley.
Yeah.
Corner kick, last one went to the middle of the box. This is another good one. Oh, crashing is Green River. Eastman trying to get one on frame, tries to drop it, and that's taken away by Nelson. Nelson trying to make a girl miss, has that taken away. Right foot cross into the middle. And corner kick.
I just want to throw credit to Ambry as well. Speaking of those girls that we're talking about, she is just relentless. She hustles, she competes. She's going to do that all 4 years right up to the last day of her high school career, and you got to respect that. Respect the hustle.
Yep.
Another corner kick here for the Wolves, number 8 of the game.
Lady Braves need to be aggressive to this ball. That's a low one. Good job there by Paisley. Paisley working it towards the top of the box, has it taken away by Vasco. She's going to bring it towards the outside. Vasco cross, far post. Oh, just outside for Walker.
It was there. She didn't have enough neck.
Yeah. Cordova cleans it up on the backside. Here comes Phillips. Phil's working her way through. Great step up by Ross.
Or it was possibly too high. I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably the more accurate description.
That's true. Oh, great play by Kinder. She tries to curve that one inside, and that's going to go out and throw in coming for the Wolves.
That's Herrera throwing that in. She has the only assist in this game, does Addie Herrera. She assisted Brooklyn Phillips back in the 57th minute.
Herrera looking for a ball. The other one went under the bleachers of doom, I think.
It's been a theme tonight.
I know. That's two where we thought there's no ball shall pass.
We're going to have to appeal to the school board to get more funding
Yeah.
for more soccer balls.
That's true. Eastman working on that right side, knocked away by Hollingsworth. I think Paisley's come in and done a really good job for the Lady Braves.
I agree.
Here in the second half. Another freshman for Star Valley.
Well, just to be able to step in and step right up to an upperclassman from a quality team like Green River and not back down and try and do your job. That's impressive. Good for them. A couple more subs coming in.
Yeah, looks like
Star Valley substitutions.
Andrews and Hunting.
And number 31, Kaylin Andrews.
Looks like Kaylin Andrews. Coming in as we've got about 5 minutes left to play.
We're calling this our wrestling
substitution.
I know Kaylin, she was the manager, but she was there.
She was.
Afton, of course, a state placer.
Yeah, and Kaylin ran all their social media too.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
actually.
I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, did a great job
with that. Oh, good work here by Kinder. She takes it away from Herrera. Good recovery there from Herrera. Back to Larson. Larson wants to send a through ball up to Kinder. Good pursuit there by Larson. And it will be a throw-in, though, for Green River. And that's the next step for the Lady Braves, is getting some of these runs to materialize. Here when you've got some of these just even 3-on-3 matchups, to be able to beat a girl and to get a shot on goal. And that's kind of what we're lacking so far this year, as the Lady Braves still looking for that elusive first goal of the season.
Had a couple shots today. I would say one real good look at one that kind of evaporated at the very end.
Yep.
But had an opportunity.
Ooh. That one's going to go wide for Vasco, as that was off frame, but good look from about 20 yards out.
Vasco with 8 goals today as we tick down to under 4 minutes.
Here comes Herrera. She takes that one away. She wants to work it back to her right foot and cleared out by Spencer. Phillips chips it in to Sachs. Sachs drops. Over to Bloom. Bloom wants to send it back to Phillips. Phillips from deep and blocked by Beck.
You know, Alan, something I've noticed about Bella, she kind of has a technique where she knocks it down either to the ground or to herself, and I'm assuming that's by design.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it happens just because that's the way the ball comes, but it almost seems like that's sort of a way for her to rebound it to herself. She's done that multiple times today.
Yeah, I think so. I think towards the earlier part of the year, as this one goes wide as well, Bella was having some of those balls pass through her gloves, and so I think one of the ways that she's kind of adjusted that is just to bring her hands a little bit closer together, get a controlled knockdown, and then to pick it up. And one thing she does well with that is that the knockdown isn't out in front. It's literally goes straight down.
Yeah, down to the ground and takes away all the momentum.
Yep. Yeah, she's done a good job with that today.
14 saves today for Beck.
Here comes Nelson. Nelson sends it towards the middle. That could be a handball.
That's what I thought, but
they're going to let this one play on.
Sorry, Alan.
No, I think we're seeing the same thing. Here comes Phillips trying to get around Larson. Sends it over to Sachs. Sachs will settle. And right foot. 3 points in football, 0 points in football.
And a long run for the ball kid out to the bus barn.
Oh, yeah. See, we need to get some extension on those nets.
The good news is just by the slope of the grade of the – it is slowly rolling back this way. In fact, I'd credit to the ball kid because I'd let that thing roll for another 5 minutes before I went and got it.
It's just coming back. It's just going to wait for it.
It's also why they don't ask me to be the ball kid.
They've stopped asking you. Oh, I just think you could probably get call up Allstate, get some good hands netting there.
It's a good idea. Honestly, as often as it does happen, it kind of makes sense to maybe put a net between them. And then when someone puts it in between, you get a steak dinner.
There you go.
Between the field goal crossbar
and just that little
top bar,
that gap there.
If you get it straight through.
See, look, you're making up rules now too. Yours are a little bit more delicious, I guess.
Yeah, I tend to skew that way.
Skew more towards the.
Well, Alan, this one coming to an end. Final minute. Maybe I shouldn't speak too soon here. But the Lady Braves, they have battled today. They knew they had a steep hill in front of them. They knew they had arguably the best, if not the best player, and they've continued to battle knowing that, and they deserve a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, and I think, everyone who's subbed in has come in and done their part, and we've seen good things from our senior captains. We've seen good things from the underclassmen coming off the bench, and so I think that though the score doesn't reflect, there's still lots of good things that the Lady Braves can look at going forward.
And that's it. Time expires. Green River going to win this one 9-0. They defeated the Lady Braves 10-0 earlier, but somehow this one feels a little more satisfactory, I would think.
Well, yeah, I think it was 15.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. The 10 goals came from Vasco. You're right. So yeah, definitely a big improvement there. And let's go over some numbers here, Alan, as we look at again, these are just my statistics. But, yeah, I've got Isa Vasco written down 8 times as she scored 8 of the 9 goals and did those 8 solo, by the way, at least from the way we were able to look at it. So 8 goals for her in the 17th, 19th, 21st, 25th, and 26th in the first half, and then in the 45th and 48th, and then breaking up that streak was Brooklyn Phillips, assisted by Addie Herrera in the 57th, and then Vasco added her 8th in the 61st. Green River had 31 shots on goal, 9 corner kicks. Bella Beck with 14 saves. Star Valley with 2 shots on goal, 0 corner kicks, as they do fall to 0-7. Is that correct on the season? And they will have about 10 days off, so to speak, as they host the Casper schools next weekend, Alan.
Yep, and Green River will advance to 5-2-1 on the season. That puts them in second place in the 4A West as they look to continue on in their season. We will have an exciting game coming up between the boys, Green River, and the Star Valley Braves. That's looking to kick off here in about 15 minutes. And so we appreciate you joining us for this broadcast of Lady Brave Soccer. We hope that you'll continue to watch us here on SVI as the Braves are set to kick off at 6 p.m. here on the SVI network.